Okay, guys. Well, got a new one today. Thank you for sending some messages to me and asking me when the next video is going to be. I'm probably going to sneeze here. I just got some pepper into my nose. But what we're going to do today is I bought a full chicken, full roasting chicken, and we're going to get 3 different meals out of it. Number one, we're actually going to quarter the chicken. You can buy it, a family pack already quartered. You got your legs, your thighs, your breasts, and everything, and that's fine. If you don't have the time, you're going to spend a little bit more, couple, $3 maybe. That's labor, so you're paying for the labor. So if you've got time where you want to spend some time with your family and cook, or you just want to get more familiarized with your chicken, try it yourself. You can go online. There's hundreds of videos that show you how to quarter a chicken. Of course, you got to have the right tools. And again, I don't think I'm doing very well. What I was hoping for was a nice pair of scissors, a very sturdy pair of scissors. And I'm sure you've all seen kitchen scissors. Sometimes when you buy a block of knives, you get the pair of scissors with it. Yeah, well, those are cooking scissors, and those work great for cutting through cartilage, or breaking, quartering your chicken. It really helps if you don't have the knives. So what we'll do is, what I like to do when I first work with chicken at any time is clean it. Wash it. It's been sitting there in the package with, its own juices, and I prefer to just wash it, pat it dry. Let's start with a nice clean slate. So what I've done here is, again, when I work with chicken, I've got a sink. I've cleaned out the entire sink, and I put the chicken with its packaging in there. I'm going to depackage it in the sink and wash it, which I've already done, and we'll pull it out of the sink, and then we'll begin to cut it up. Now, I bought a 7-pound roaster, cost me a little over $9, and we're going to get 3 good meals out. Like I said, what I've done, I've taken it out of the package. It's in here. I pulled out the gizzards, the neck, and everything. Keep that aside. It might gross you out. Don't necessarily have to eat it, but what it will do is add some extra flavor when we're making our soup later. So there's a couple things we can do there as well. So I'm going to keep that aside for now. Let me just bring the chicken over. Okay, there she is. Nice big piece. So what you'll see here, I've got 2 cutting boards. I've got one for my veggies, onions, and your herbs and everything, and then one for chicken. Again, cross-contamination. We don't want any of that. Okay, always have your rag with you. Hey, let's get a beer. Right? When you're cooking, why not enjoy yourself? So, got a nice red stripe right here. So, I've done a few shows already. Yeah, I am in a different environment. I'm back home, watching the dogs while my girlfriend is traveling in California on a business trip. For those of you that don't know what's going on, basically, there's been let's say a string of events in my life that has caused quite a bit of stress for myself, for Janice, and for our relationship. And this isn't a pity show, but just want to kind of give you, kind of heads up of what's going on. Unfortunately, I'm going through a divorce, and that's been protracting out 2 years now. So as you can imagine, it's it's very stressful. That's caused a lot of stress on my relationship, and basically taking a time out. It's not very often you get an opportunity to kind of put your life on hold and reevaluate yourself and get things straight. Make sure that my head is clear. Make sure Janice's, my girlfriend's, head is clear. We love each other very much, and we look forward to a future. And we've got this opportunity to just, let me get some of my personal situations together, organized and finished, and let her get herself, where she needs to be, and we'll go from there. So, but anyways, all right. So we've got the chicken. Let's quarter up the chicken. and put it aside. Let's see. I'm actually going to use this. I'm going to end up using this to roast in because I don't have my roasting pan here, and I don't have an oven. You know, I go from one place without an exhaust fan over the stovetop to a place that doesn't have an oven, but we have a grill outside. We can use it as an oven. Get it up to 350 degrees, whatever you want to do. 6 1/2 dozen or another. Okay, so I'm going to start placing some of my chicken parts in there. All right, so let's see. What are we going to do here? All right, we want to quarter this up. So basically what I'm going to do is with the legs, I'm going to make a soup. Use the leg meat for soup. I love dark meat. If you prefer white meat, well, you know, just use the breast for soup. Use the dark meat for something different. And again, if you're not interested in using any dark meat in anything you make, well, that's fine. Then you can go and buy your chicken pieces the way you want. You know, I want, you know, 100 breasts, and then, you know, you can always freeze them and go from there. But I love dark meat. A lot of people do, so what I'm going to do, you might not see it here in the video, and again, I apologize for my setup, but like I said, you can always go online and, you know, they'll show you how to debone a chicken, how to quarter it, and so forth. Okay, so I'm going to do soup with the legs, probably with the wings as well. And with the thighs, I'm actually going to debone the thighs, pound them out, and we'll do kind of small cordon bleus. With I've got some leftover pastrami, some provolone cheese, and some breadcrumbs, which Janice had made for me. Basically, it was a loaf of rosemary bread that just, you know, dried out. So she crushed it up, and now, boom, I've got rosemary breadcrumbs. So fantastic. So we'll do that. And the breasts I'm going to put into the oven with my root vegetables. So I'm basically doing roasted chicken with some veggies, onions, and garlic. Okay, so we'll have that. And yeah, so that's it. And with the carcass, the rest of the carcass, I'm going to boil it off and make our own stock. Why not make your own stock? You've got everything to do it. Right? It's just chicken, salt and pepper, some seasoning, onion, throw some garlic, throw some veggies in there. You got some carrots that are on their way out, chop them up, throw them in. Okay? Don't necessarily have to eat the carrots, but you're making stock, and that will be our stock for the soup. And whatever I have left over, you know, it's a good idea. Maybe like 1 cup Tupperware containers. Just fill those up, pop them in the freezer. Or even use ice cube trays, because if you're, say, you're making a dish and you want to add a little bit more flavor to it, or it's drying out a little bit and you're going to add a little bit of water, well, why not throw in an ice cube of what did I call it? Chicken stock, right? Or any kind of stock, vegetable stock, beef stock. They're all made the same way. So yeah, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, the first part, what's pretty easy, is the wing. And just grab a hold of it down close to the body and kind of like take your thumb and move it inside, you know, kind of push in areas and kind of feel where the bones and the joints are. You'll be able to feel where you need to cut, okay? So I'm just going to work my way, work the skin away, right? Let's look inside, kind of like a doctor would do, right? They can't operate until they get you open. So pull the skin off. It doesn't have to be perfect, but take your time, and you can see where the cartilage, you know. Okay. Let's see here. Alright. And you know what a wing looks like, so try to take off just the wing. I took off a little bit of the breast meat here, which is going to be fine because we're going to be roasting it off anyways. But when I get closer to doing the thighs and the legs, I want to make sure I'm keeping my thighs intact because I want as much meat as possible. So when I pound it out, I can wrap it around the provolone and prosciutto. Okay, so there's one. All right. Again, we're just going to work down around the chicken wing. Okay. Boom. There's 2. Let's flip it over. Okay. The legs. Oh, you know what? We can get rid of this little roasting button here. I'm not going to need that. Now, the legs are a little easier to do because you flip it over. You see all the loose skin? Cut right through the loose skin. That way we can kind of open up. You don't want to cut the skin too much because you want to kind of keep it intact on the breast, because that's going to be nice for roasting. Because I'm also going to make like a garlic and seasoning mash and put that underneath the skin. Okay, so let's just, now you can almost pull the leg away from the body by removing some of that skin, which really allows you to see in there and see, okay, I see. Okay. All right. There's the thigh. See what I'm doing here? I'm just, now that I made a cut into it, I'm going to kind of rip it away. And the bone has popped out of its socket. Might sound disgusting, but hey, you know, I mean, we're cooking. All right, so it makes it a little bit easier to get in there. All right, boom, look at that. So there's the leg, there's the thigh, okay? I'm just gonna put that aside now, and then I'll remove the thigh from the leg in a second. Let's do the same for the other. Pull that away, cut down, okay? And what I'm using here, this is a boning knife. This one's pretty sharp, and it's thin. It's real easy to work around bones, so it's a really good one to use, okay? So let's see, where are we going to cut this one now? Alright, cut that down. I'm going to bend this until I see the bone break. There it is. Alright. Okay. I can't believe it. It was 60 degrees today. It's beautiful. It's February what? 1st? And it's unbelievable. Okay. All right. So now what I've got here, I've got the breasts here, and then I got the carcass, the rest of the carcass that we never eat on the bottom. Okay. So what we're gonna do is, you can easily see where to cut. I'm gonna cut right down through here, just so I can easily remove the bottom part of the chicken. Okay. And this is gonna be great for our stock. Great. Fantastic.